marketed as a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And Endgame does not care about your 3D experience. Endgame says these are
I saw it in
characters.
2D.
Yeah,
3D isn't even popular anymore. You can tell
it's not.
filmmaking has changed substantially after Avatar. Like, Avatar was a 3D movie. It was made to be 3D. It doesn't matter. There's no like shield coming at you. That phase is over. Like, I recommend seeing this in IMAX. I didn't get to see it in IMAX, but IMAX 2D.
Yeah, I saw it in IMAX, and yeah, this is a movie that is going to have crazy legs because I'm already dying to see it a third time. Mike, you want to see it a second, and if half the people that have already seen it share that belief that we need to see it a second time, Avatar's in big trouble with that number one spot. All right, enough about the numbers and all that. Let's just gush about this movie. Mike, let's start with our favorites. Give me one of your, even if it's not your favorite scene, give me one of your favorite scenes that you want to discuss right now from Endgame.
Should I start with my top, or should I kind of start low and then move up?
I'd say start low and move up. We'll do that.
One of my favorite moments was when Ant-Man was eating some tacos, and then the Benatar comes down and just blows his taco away, and funny Hulk guy gives Ant-Man 2 tacos, and then War Machine goes, "What's up, regular sized man?"
That was a great scene. It was quick and it was harmless, and yeah, I enjoyed Paul Rudd's chemistry with the whole team.
Yeah, I love having Paul Rudd like there. Ant-Man's one of my favorite guys. I don't know why. He's just so
he's so likable and he's so like everyman, you know. If we're gonna stick with Ant-Man, I'll give one of my favorite Ant-Man scenes, and that's when he first arrives at Avengers HQ, and he's just like, I can't stop thinking about it. It was only 5 hours in the quantum realm. For me, it was 5 years. What if we could find a way, to manipulate that time? Is that a sandwich? Is that anyone's sandwich? Can I eat that sandwich? It's just so good, How's it going? How's it going, Captain America? His chemistry with the Avengers is so unique, and it's a perfect happy medium.
Like that, yeah.
Beyond,
he doesn't feel like he's a superhero. He does not feel like he's a superhero.
Right. It's like, obviously he's got like that Peter Parker, like, I'm in awe of who I'm around, but it's cooler because he's like a grown man. And we also see that remember when Thor's telling his story about the ether and all that, and everyone's checked out, but he's just like yeah, cool. That's so awesome, Thor.
That's another funny scene where Thor's like, yeah, so like this whole ether thing happened, and like it was pretty cool and all. Yeah, he doesn't care anymore.
Oh my god, when
that's another one of my favorite scenes, I guess, is when Hulk and Rocket have to go to New Asgard and find Thor, and he looks like the Big Lebowski. He's fat and he's playing Fortnite with Korg and Meek.
That was cool because at first I really don't have any complaints about this movie because we'll get into our scores later on, but you'll see why. But yeah, Thor in this movie, at first I was kind of like, oh, so we're doing Fat Thor this whole movie. I thought for whatever reason that they would send time through him like they did with Scott, and we would end up getting normal Thor after. I did learn to appreciate it later because it is a good evolution of his character in the sense that I've literally lost everything. He says it to Rocket.
Yeah, which is good. I think when they go back to Asgard to get the ether, that kind of like when he talks to his mom, she's like, yeah, you're going to lose sometimes. You're just like, that's what happens. You lost. Now fix it.
And also it's a good evolution of his character because now he looks like King Thor. He looks more like his dad. He looks more like not ripped. He's like a fat king.
I wonder what they're going to do with him because by the end of the movie it kind of makes assumptions that he's going to be part of Guardians 3. I wonder if they're going to keep him that size or they're going to find a happy medium. Maybe throughout the movie him working out. But it was so cool having both Mjolnir and Stormbreaker in both hands because when he goes back in time, he summons it. And that's another one of my favorite scenes. He goes, I'm still worthy.
And he's kind of in shock. He's like, I've become such a shell of who I once was. Like, how am I actually still worthy?
I wonder how that Thor in that timeline felt. Couldn't find his hammer anywhere. He's like, oh, whoa.
Yeah. What did he say about the ether when they're talking about how it's an infinity stone? He goes, well, actually, it's a liquid. It's more of a free-flowing energy, so whoever said that, you're going to need to correct that. Never say that again. Just his humor. For as much as I have gripes with Ragnarok, I have come to
see it again.
I have come to appreciate it more, and I do appreciate Thor's evolution as a character because he did have a perfect happy medium in Infinity War of serious yet like comedic, and in this one he was more comedic because he's literally lost everything.
Well, at the beginning of the movie, when they kill Thanos for the first time, like that was crazy. He was so angry. I thought the angriest he's ever been, and he's like, "What did you do?" I went for the head.
He straight up just chopped his head off in the first few minutes of the movie. It's nuts.
I was like, okay, that's how we're doing this.
Farmer Thanos is just making breakfast, and the Avengers just show up. Hands where I can see him. Hands where I can see him.
Yeah, the Hulkbuster just pops out of the ground. They chop off his arm. And it's just like, you guys are dumb.
Yeah, other favorite scenes, do you want to continue working your way up?
Yeah, so, where are we? So, I think, we're at there at this point now. I think my favorite part of this movie is, Thor is being, Thanos has Stormbreaker, and he's digging it into Thor's chest, and you think, oh no, they're not going to kill Thor. And then you see Mjolnir pick up, and you're like, oh, what's going on? And you see it hit Thanos. In return, it's in Cap's hands, and I legitimately screamed at the movie theater. I was like, let's go!
Yes.
Because, like, what a long time coming that's been. And he uses it, not that for that one scene. He didn't use it for Jet. He uses it the whole battle. And they have, like, a funny thing where it's like, I want the big one. And he can pick up Stormbreaker, too, and they pass that. It's just so good.
Yeah, this... we don't have to have a perfect structure.
Is Stormbreaker one of those weapons? I don't think
Kinda. I'm not sure. Either way, that is 100% my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah.
This was
so
in the theater. I did not purposely say let's fucking go, but I screamed it, and I was so amped because it makes perfect sense. I've watched so many videos afterwards about how, Cap's not worthy. Yes, he is. He nudges it in Age of Ultron, hinting that he could potentially be worthy, but the one problem is he is not honest. And the thing that he is not honest about is knowing that Bucky killed Tony's parents. And when he comes clean about that...
he never had a chance to pick it up again.
Yeah, so. He comes clean about that in Civil War.
I wonder what made him pick it up. I wonder what made him like, might as well.
Well, obviously, Thor was in dire straits. Like he needed to get him back, and so and a lot of people who said like okay, sure, he can like use the hammer, but why is he summoning lightning? Odin says, whoever can lift this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor, and Thor's powers include lightning. So it makes sense that he can.
Maybe he could have if he tried.
He could have flew if he wanted to.
So cool though, like he's swinging the hammer, he hits Thanos.
He brings the lightning down. I get chills just talking about it. That was one of those moments that I think I started tearing up there. Not because it was sad, just because it was beautiful. It was, and then, we had waited.
I think that was my most fist pumping moment, but I think the best moment in this movie, Thanos, he kicks the crap out of Cap. It looks like Cap's done. There's nothing else they can do.
His shield's in two.
And then he's like, hey Cap, can you hear me? On your left. And all the portals open.
Oh my god.
Black Panther, his mom, and Shuri, they walk through with their Wakandan army. Sam flies through. Spider-Man jumps down. Another portal opens. Doctor Strange, Wong, all the sorcerers come out. Another one opens, and all the Ravagers come through with their ships. And they have Howard the Duck even is there for a little bit. And Spider-Man comes down. Even the Wasp, like, I don't know how she got the memo.
Everyone training to be, like, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, like, Star-Lord flies down, Drax Mantis, everyone. Like, oh my god,
Mike! This is the moment in the movie where I started crying. Yeah, when you see the sling ring, I'm legitimately getting goosebumps just talking about this right now. Yeah. When you see the sling ring, Black Panther, Okoye, and Shuri walk out, and he doesn't say anything. He just nods at Cap, and then you realize what's about to happen. Because I'm not gonna lie. Maybe this is me being ignorant, but I did not expect a final battle like we got in this movie. I expected them to defeat Thanos and then resurrect everyone, and everyone would have a kind of a scene just, like, hey, how's it going? Like, we're back. Like oh my god.
You forget about that Hulk already fixed everything.
Yeah.
Like, so they give him the Iron Gauntlet. They get all the stones. He snaps. He hurts his arm a little bit, but they fix everything.
Yeah.
So they were all back regardless, but it kind of makes you forget about that because there's like two nebulas at one point because like New Nebula, well, not New Nebula, our Nebula goes back in time where 2014 Nebula is, and they get like messed up. So they figure out this whole plot, and then 2014 Nebula goes back in time and tricks them and lets Thanos come. 2014 Thanos, who's much meaner in my opinion.
Yeah, he's ruthless. He's insane.
He's really the Mad Titan. Like he doesn't even want to get rid of 50%. He just wants to start over and kill everything.
Yeah.
And yeah. But then like that whole Nebula thing, Gamora, that's also a big thing.
Yeah, Gamora's like now in the present and all. But
Star-Lord has his one little scene. He gets kicked in the balls.
Yeah. Touching on that scene though.
Where were we? I forgot.
Well, just with everyone arriving, it was just
that was just probably the best. And even though we're not like we don't hate Captain Marvel. You know, we're gonna like.
Oh my God! Okay, let me say,
so cool,
she was used brilliantly in this movie. Like, she was used brilliantly. They had her show up in the first scene.
Who else could do that?
Who else could rescue Tony Stark? It made perfect sense. And then 5 years later, she's taking care of the other planets. She has a sweet new haircut. She's got the sash on her costume. She looks like a baller, and like. Having her come back at the end, it made sense. Everyone should be in this battle, and who's going to take down the ship but Captain Marvel? She was used perfectly in this movie. I have my gripes about her solo movie, but I was a big fan of her in this movie.
It also showed that she's still vulnerable. I mean, even though like she took a hit.
Okay, that was a bit ridiculous. Cool. That was a bit.
I like that.
Just the fact she didn't move.
You gotta remember though, her power comes from one of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah,
she is infused with the Space Stone, so. But he takes the Power Stone and hits her away.
That was cool.
That her future endeavors she learns to like kind of step down and like kind of realize that she's humble. She's gonna humble herself.
Yeah, absolutely.
But she did great. Everyone was so cool. I think the one thing that I'm a little gripey about, and I understand why they did it, and it makes sense, and they did it well, but I don't think Black Widow got the
death
arc she deserved.
Yeah.
Like, that was a good death for her. Like, that made sense. But I feel like she's an unfinished character still. I feel like and they're going to make a Black Widow movie, which we don't even know anything about yet.
It's going to be a prequel.
But, like, most likely. But, like, yeah, that's her end. And I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting her to go. Very sad. I was upset when that happened. Like, because you got to remember, Black Widow's been around for a very long time, too, since Iron Man 2. She's a staple. Like, she's always been there. Now, yeah. Not so much.
She's the first one of the original Avengers to meet another Avenger. You know?
Yeah, she is, and it's devastating. I think to Hawkeye too. I think that's gonna. I wonder what they're gonna do with all because there's a lot of people. Not many people die in this movie. It's Tony and Black Widow pretty much. So I wonder how the other heroes are gonna kind of cope with this. I wonder. It's just interesting because I don't know if they're done or not. So
we'll see what happens. You mentioned. Tony's death. We'll get into that in a little bit. I just want to touch on some of the time travel scenes we get.
Yes,
and specifically, I think everyone's favorite is going to be the Avengers 2012 time travel scene.
Yeah.
Talk about a scene. So sweet. So sweet. We get all these alternate angles of what happened in 2012, but everyone looks like they did in 2012. So you really don't think that it's like reshot stuff. And it's amazing. And then, oh my God, how awesome was it when Alexander Pierce shows up from Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Robert Redford, in the lobby of Stark Tower? That was amazing.
Yeah.
And then
I liked the whole elevator fight.
Oh yes.
Great. But he knew what to do because he just whispers "Hail Hydra" and he gets the scepter, no problem.
Yeah, and you think that we're about to get a callback to that elevator fight scene, which I was expecting, and then he just goes, "No, it's okay, Hail Hydra," and I was just like, "What a moment!" That was such I just like smirked out loud because of how awesome it was, and then further in there we get a Cap versus Cap fight scene. Because, you know, the 2012 Captain America sees Cap now, and he thinks that he's Loki, basically in disguise, and he says to him, listen, I can do this all day. And then our Cap goes, yeah, I know. Yeah. Favorite line from the movie, 100%. So good.
Yeah. It's funny how much he's changed. Like, Cap has become so much more of, like, the 21st century man that he never was. He was always a man at a time. He felt very much like, oh, I can't believe I was like this.
Yeah, but, like, I don't think it was him being annoyed. I think it was just him being like, yeah, like, I get it.
It's me.
This is who I am.
I made, the whole Spider-Man pointing meme. I made a Captain America
Yeah,
meme.
so good. I thought it was so sweet